Hi, this is my vinyl tag for 2026. Show your best vinyl or other format musical purchase of 2025. And for me, it was this one here. It might not look like anything special, but it's a white label promo. And I love this album. It's just one of those perfect jazz albums. And I was actually looking for a nice copy of it, an original pressing that didn't have any scratches on it. And I was lucky enough to find this. And it's just great to have it because I have three other copies of this and none of them play very well, but this one actually is in pretty close to near mint condition. So I was very happy to get this. It was kind of like a grail for me to find one this nice, and then on top of it be a promo. It was very lucky. Share your favorite musical live experience of 2025. I was kind of a toss up between King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and Ghost. And I'm going to go with Ghost. They put on a heck of a show. I mean, just it was just so over the top, and all the fans dressed up like characters from the album covers, and the music was just phenomenal, and the stage presence and the design was great. But King Gizzard was quite a show though, and it was hard to beat. But I'm gonna go with Ghost. Um, your vinyl record collection in 10 years' time, is it bigger, smaller, about the same? I hope it's smaller, but it's probably not gonna be because I just there's just so much great stuff out there that I want and that I want to find or something like that. So it's probably going to be bigger, but I wish it would be smaller. Um, if you Number four, if you move into a new home, play one record turned up to 11 to announce your presence or arrival. And what is it and why? I'm gonna go with Styx's "I'm Okay" on the Pieces of Eight album. I just it's a great song. Starts off with an awesome drum solo. It's just an uplifting song, and the organ music on the keyboards just really fill the room and make a big sound. And it's just something to say, hey neighbors, I'm probably okay. I'm not crazy. At least I don't think I am. Anyway, um, show two albums. Number five, show two albums, one each of your favorite male and female singers. Why these two? I'm going to go with Ann Wilson from Heart. What a voice! Just this album's just great. I really love her hits. I've seen her in concert three times, maybe four, and it never disappoints. Her voice is just phenomenal. And then it just these songs are great classic rock songs. They're just amazing. And then for male, I'm going to go with Dennis DeYoung from Styx. What a voice he has. I mean, he's just amazing. Um, this is one of his last solo album. He's probably not going to do any more, he says, but he just has this voice that's just amazing, and great songwriter. But he can really belt it out. He did some work. He did a Broadway album that was just really on the mark. He doing some standard classic songs, and he could just sing. I mean, he just belts it. And then okay, so number six. Show your top three soul dance records. Well, I'm going to go with this one. Really gets me moving. Foster the People's Torches. Every song on there just has a great beat to it. It's just it's really just amazing, and even their other albums are great too. But I'm going to give it to this one though. It just gets me going. And then no album collection, no record collection, or DVD collection should go without "Stop Making Sense" by the Talking Heads. This one is just fantastic. A lot of great stuff and if you watch the DVD of it, they're just dancing around like crazy on that. It makes you want to get up and kind of move with them. And third is Delight. It's what's the name of that album? That has groove is in the heart. That's a great song. I just don't have the record for it, but I'm looking for it. Um, What's a real stinker? Name and nominate a track you hate from an album you love. Why the hate? Well, I love this "Love Is in Us All" Pharoah Sanders album. The first side is called "Love Is Everywhere," and he chants "Love Is Everywhere," and it's just awesome, really good, happy, delightful. But then the second side is just there's only two tracks on this album, and the second one on the other side is called "To John," which is probably a homage to John Coltrane, I would guess. But it I just can't get into that one. I think it's just too much free jazz or something. It's just not, but so it's just kind of a half of this album is great, the other half, meh. Maybe I need to give it some more listens, but try that out. Try the first side. It's amazing. And then if you had to pick only one album from each of the last 6 decades, what would they be? I don't know why they left out the 50s, but for the 50s, I'm going to go with Dave Brubeck's Time Out. What an album. It was kind of a toss up between that one and Miles Davis's Kind of Blue. Anyway, I'm looking for a white promo of that one too if I ever find one. And then 60s, the White Album, which is probably like 90% of the people on here probably say that one. Then for the 70s, I'm going to go with this is my favorite album, I think, of all time. Yes, It's Close to the Edge. It's just every time I listen to it, it just sounds different to me. I can never memorize the lyrics because they're so complex. It's just something that's like I notice something new almost every time I hear it. And I wanted to share this one. This is I think it's the Yugoslavia version of it. I can't remember what country this is from. But it's kind of neat because the letters are all in a different alphabet. And then from the 80s, that was a tough one. I listened to the Pixies do a little more than this one, but this is probably the best album of the 80s in my opinion. Huey Lewis is in the News Sports. It really just defines the 80s. It's just a nice, wrap up of the 80s sound to me. It's just, great. Every song on this is wonderful. Every song's a hit. It's just great. For the 90s, I'm going to go with Jellyfish's Spilt Milk. I mean, if you haven't heard this, you should. It's like Queen meets the Beatles, meets the Beach Boys, maybe. It's just perfect album again. Just songs on it are amazing and very happy stuff. For the 2000s, I'm going to go with James Hey Ma. This is really a great album, but most Americans don't even know who James is. This came out, I think, right when we started the wars in Iraq and the 9/11 happened, and it was just a nice, almost a little bit therapeutic about that at the time, and just every song on it is just amazing. It's just something everybody should hear. Unfortunately, the band James, they have the worst name ever for a band, in my opinion, but I love every one of their albums, and this one is just a real standout. For the 2010s, I'm going to go with Muse's The Second Law. This is just an amazing album. I love the way things are getting, out of control, and the despondency in it, and just the I don't know, just amazing songs. This is the one that has that song Madness in it, and that's just a great place to start. But every song on this I love. And for the 2020s, it's not quite over this year yet, but this is an album by Trevor Rabin, who was in Yes, called Rio. And it's just a great rocks album. It's full of just wonderful things. Trevor Rabin was in Yes, and he was on help write "Own Over a Lonely Heart," and he left the band, and he does a lot of soundtracks now, and that's mostly all he does. But he put this out a few years ago, and it is awesome. It's just a great, if you like some good rock stuff, that's just awesome. And then the next one is what is that? Sorry. Show an album, a track that. Oh, sorry. Wait. Oh, yeah. You have the opportunity to spend one day alone with an artist. Who would it be? I'm going to pick John Anderson from Yes. I've met him once before, and he was such a happy person. He was just easygoing. I like his sense of spirituality. I think he would. I don't think I'd get on his nerves, and I don't think he. I think he'd uh, enjoy my insights into things, and I certainly would enjoy his. So I feel like it'd be a fun two-way street with him. I feel like he would be fun. I wish he played golf, but I just looked it up and he doesn't. That would be a great thing to do with him, like playing with the Dalai Lama or something like that. My main question to him is, how do you stay so optimistic about things? I mean, just everybody's so despondent lately with what's going on in the world and stuff, and I just like how he's always just so finding ways above that, and he's just someone I really admire. Very creative. Um, Number 11, show a record that contains a track that always brings a tear to your eye, or are you a heartless bastard? I can get pretty emotional in songs. There's not a lot, but there's ones that, yeah, just like, even You Are My Sunshine is kind of a sad song that, if you really think about it, it kind of brings you down a little bit, but in a good way. But this is the one I want to show you guys, is the Cocteau Twins, Heaven or Las Vegas, and which is fitting. I do live in Las Vegas, but the thing about this one I like is there's a song on it called, that's the last song on the album, called Fro Foxes and Midsummer Fires. Uh, and it just sounds like something's ending. Something really happy is coming to a very final end. And it just, they don't have a lot of audible lyrics in it. They just make sounds. The lead singer mostly just kind of makes sounds, and you kind of, but it's the chords and the way it's put together. It just sounds like almost like you're, a casset's being lowered into a hole, or just something like relationships coming to an end. Somebody, it's just a really neat song, and the whole album is fantastic. And if you haven't heard it, um, show number 12, show three albums from artists you've tried to love but are questioning why you bother. Okay, I'm going to get in trouble for this one, but here's Joy Division. I don't get it. I'm just not a big fan. Maybe I need to sit down with the lyrics a little more, because I'm more of a melody harmony guy. I just, I don't pay attention to the lyrics as much as I should. So maybe that's it. But everybody says the Joy Division is great. So I have a couple Joy Division albums, but I don't get it. Um, and I do love jazz, and this one I just don't get. It's just not good. It just cracks me up. I love the album cover, by the way. Wonderful album cover. But I pull this out every once in a while, listen to it, put it right back on the shelf, as I don't get it. I don't even think they call it fusion, but it seems more like free jazz to me. I just don't understand it. I don't get. I feel like I'm being deceived, because I'm insistent this is not very good. And I do love Miles Davis stuff. But that, I mean, like, I've listened to Down on the Corner. That's a good one. That's fusion. But this one I just don't get. And the third one I want to mention is this one. This, in the past year, is one of those ones I just didn't get, but I get it now. It's Television's Marquee Moon. Rhino put out this special pressing of it, and I swear this is more like a remix than a recut of the album. It's finally, there's some bass in it. Every time I've tried to listen to this, it just sounds tinny. It just doesn't sound very good. Uh, but this version of it, it finally, like, I get it now. I get why people like this. It's a little bit, it's really great, and it's not really punk rock in my opinion. It's just more like alternative music, and very good. Finally, they did it right. And then number 13, show an album whose character disappoints you, and can you separate the art from the artist? That's a tough one, because the guy I kind of like Ted Nugent, man. It's just, here's the Amboy Dukes. Here's his, I think his first solo album. I don't like all his stuff, but first solo album is really great. And the stuff he did with the Amboy Dukes, great psych rock stuff. And here's something funny about this one is, I wish I had more signed albums, but oddly enough, I've stumbled across this one, and it's a personal letter to a fan that toured with him, and it's signed, and it's Ted Nugent's thing. And of all the things to have an autograph of, Ted Nugent's like one of the last ones I wanted. But I like those two albums quite a bit, and it's just hard because he's such a he's crazy. I mean, he's always been crazy, I guess, but he really went off the deep end in the past 20 years. The things he says are just way over the line. Um, and Anyway, but I still listen to it sometimes, and I can enjoy it actually. But a lot of these artists, they do go crazy later in life, and so you kind of got to go with the flow on that, I suppose. Um, Number 14, if you had to sell all your vinyl along with your record player, show the one album you would hold on to as a keepsake. I'm going to go with this one, 40 Funky Hits. And it says here on the top, as seen on the Groove Tube, the Longinus Symphonet Society proudly presents this. That's that one with that label. You always find most of the stuff you'll find in thrift stores, and you can't even give it away when you see this label. But these are all original recordings by the original artists, and they used to advertise this one on TV as a kid. And my parents, they decided to buy this on the thing, but this is back in the 70s, early 1974 to be exact. Anyway, they decided they were going to buy something off TV, so they bought this album and called the number, and I think they charged them in '74 like over $20 to deliver it, and they paid a lot of money for it. But I immediately loved it because of the cover, all the cartoon characters on the cover, which are people from the songs, and it's just got great stuff like Mr. Custer, Tutti Frutti, Guitar Zan, Ape Call, or I don't think Ape Call's on this one. Like Beat Beat by the Playmates, The Birds and the Bees, Liar Liar, Farmer John, which is Neil Young did a cover of that one. Stranded in the Jungle, that's an awesome one. And then The Happy Oregon, just wonderful sounds. They're just, these a lot of one hit wonders that did these songs. It's just awesome. It's just every song's so zany. Anyway, this is the copy that they got, and I've taken pretty good care of it over the years, but it's pretty worn out. And it's just a nice memento of something, long gone. And let's see. And then number 15, discuss your vinyl community highlight of 2025. Well, here in Las Vegas, I do host a record show at the Sahara West Library, and I've done it 3 years in a row now, and the last year I did it again. And it's just wonderful. It brings vinyl vendors, sellers to local people who want to collect records, and it brings people around. And there's nothing like that in Las Vegas. That's the only time. That's the only place and time that there's something like that here. So it's just kind of neat to get everybody together. And I usually find a few really cool things, and for myself, and it's just a wonderful experience. And it's if you want to sell something there, it's free because I get the library district to sponsor it, so it's you can set up a table, and other people can buy your stuff, and it's just like we do it for about, I think, 6 hours once a year. It's going to be in October this year. Take a look at it and come by if you can. And then number 16, name your favorite musical biopic if you have one. I'm going to go with, well, I don't know if Almost Famous is a biopic because it's not really, it's sort of made up. But I'll go with Amadeus, which is actually not quite historically accurate either. But Amadeus is great, one of the earlier ones. Won the Academy Award for Best Picture. It's fun. It's interesting. Mozart was amazing. I mean, as you don't know, the stuff he could do. And it's just fun. Um, Give 3 reasons why, number 17, give 3 reasons why jazz matters and show a favorite album. It's complex. Even the answer to that is complex. I didn't realize I was supposed to show a favorite album, but if I could go back in time, I might show kind of Blue Train by John Coltrane. That's a great one. Um, Anyway, why jazz matters? Well, there's a few quotes I could find. I can't put it into words, but it's just so on the edge. You never know where jazz is, where the song's going to go to next. A lot of times, it's just the unpredictability of it, and how quickly that the musicians can adapt to what's going on. A jazz musician can always say any jazz, like Bill Evans, once said, I think that a jazz pianist can learn rock music, in a matter of 4 hours, but a rock keyboardist might not ever be able to learn jazz, in the way that it gets performed. Um, uh, Jazz is the only music in which the same note can be played night after night, but differently each time. And Ornette Coleman said that. And then Duke Ellington said, "Jazz is the only unhampered, unhindered expression of complete freedom yet produced in this country." And yeah, jazz is freedom, because you can really kind of do whatever you want in jazz, but you got to have the chops for it. Um, Vangelis said jazz is a sign of someone who's searching, whose mind is open, looking for answers, which is very true with that Pharoah Sanders album, or uh, it's like John Coltrane stuff. I don't like, but I really don't like free jazz. When it gets a little too far out there, I'm lost. Um, Number 18, "You're an innocent man on death row." My last musical request would be, "I fought the law and the law won." I just think that's the irony of it. It's perfect. Any version of that's fine. I'd probably like the one that was more popular. I know the Dead Kennedys have done it, but anyway. Number 19, "Sell your favorite artist to a new listener. Show one essential album and explain why they should make time for it." Well, this is my favorite band, but my favorite band is probably Yes or James or something. But I'm going to go with another band nobody's heard of. They're called the Fiery Furnaces. It's they're like Frank Zappa kind of meets I don't know. They're experimental. They're narrative driven lyrics. They I googled a better word to put it, but a unique sound blending 70s rock, cabaret, electronic music, and at times garage rock. Their music often features abrupt structural changes, complex arrangements, and at times unconventional avant-garde elements. That's like Frank Zappa. I mean, pretty much. Who's I'm not that much of a fan of, but I love her. It's a brother and a sister are the lead people in the band, and the sister does all the singing, most of it anyway. And she has these just awesome, weird stories she's telling. It's just through a song, and it's just amazing. I don't know, like it just there's a song called Blueberry Boat that's just awesome. It's just a story about a boat basically that's full of blueberries. But anyway, I just love her albums, their albums, Fiery Furnaces. I wish they'd kind of get back together, but there doesn't seem to be any money in it. They did about 7 albums. They're just awesome. Um, the They're all actually kind of hard to get. I mean, well, especially the first ones, really hard to find on vinyl. And I hope you check it out. This one here is called the one I wanted to feature is called "Remember Me," and it's a live album, and it's a very odd live album because like it almost sounds like they spliced together like 4 different performances of it, and so like the sound quality kind of changes for each section of it, and you kind of like you kind of just I think that's what they did because you just don't know what's going on in it. I love right here. It says, "Please don't attempt to listen to all at once." This is like 3 records on this one, and it's just great stuff that nobody seems to know of anymore. It came out in I think the early 2000s. I think so. Let's see, doesn't have a date on it, but that was when vinyl was really kind of hard to go by. But try that live album. You're kind of if you like something really different and weird, it's just great. Um, and then finally, you're arranging a VC meetup in 2026, excluding those you've already met. Invite 3 people you'd most like to meet. Well, again at Sahara West Library, I do host a vinyl club that meets every first Thursday of the month, and I like it when new people come and share their experiences. We all learn so much from each other, and it's just a really kind of fun experience. for anybody who wants to come. And it's one of the things I'd like to invite would be just the next new person that wants to come that's passionate about record collecting or music collecting in general. We have a record cleaner, and we just kind of hang out, clean records, and play them. Um, then the other thing about that is I would kind of like to meet Mike from the In Groove. Just I don't for a little bit, just say hi. And I get a kick out of Dylan from Noble Records. I've never met anybody that's on YouTube with these things that are more well known. But anyone like that would be kind of neat. Mazzy, I think is his name. He's I like his use of I like his stories. Very good storyteller. Anyway, but yeah, that'd be kind of neat to meet some of those people. So anyway, that wraps up my vinyl club collection, or vinyl tag for 2026. This is my first time doing this. I hope somebody watches it. Take care.